Did you call bank? I called game.
So, I wake up every morning, and when I make a video, I usually talk about what news has come out, or like what's been going on in the community, what news, either be 2K20 news, graphics, anything I'm interested in. And I realized really quickly, we're missing something. NBA Live. We're in July, guys. We're in the end of July. We're actually already in the 22nd of July, and we have nothing. Not even a confirmed project for NBA Live 20. Now, I'm going to be real with you. Most of us don't care. Of everybody watching this video, I'm guessing maybe like 5% of you have played NBA Live more than once. It's not the most popular game, but it exists for a reason, and it's important for the basketball video game community, right? If there is no competition for 2K, 2K is going to be able to do whatever they want, monopolize the industry, and it's not even going to be fun. They're never going to listen to the fans at all, and they're just going to run amok. More than they already are, right? But NBA Live has been there. They've at least tried to push the boundaries. For example, last year they introduced the WNBA and also female players for Park. Because of this, 2K was like, oh, maybe we should do this for NBA 2K20 because this is a good idea. And they did it. Maybe they don't affect 2K that much, but there's moments and things that NBA Live does that affects the 2K industry and video game community, right? So this is why this is important, right? Now, so NBA Live has not been announced, and it's really late into the gaming cycle that it's kind of worrisome, to the point where I don't think it's going to be released. They haven't even mentioned NBA Live 20. But the nail in the coffin came yesterday, because NBA Live actually updated the rosters for free agency. Now, you might think, they update rosters all the time, what are you talking about? No. You update rosters during the season to keep player ratings accurate. But when free agency ends and all these new players get traded to new teams, you don't update the roster. Because the biggest change of every single sports game, let's be real that every single year it's almost the same game, but there's the biggest reason why it changes every single year, and that is the roster updates, whether it be rookies and also free agents. For example, Kevin Durant's now on the Nets. The whole Pelicans are basically the Lakers and also Zion Williamson. There are all these big changes that you were excited to try, and you're only supposed to try that in the newest version of the video game, right? But Live said no, and they updated the roster anyways. This is not a good sign. They would never update their roster if they didn't want people to buy the next version, which means probably there is no other version, and that they're going to stop making NBA Live games as of today. Now, there's more proof. Now, last year we got a trailer of NBA Live on June 9th. We are in July 22nd of this year, and nothing at all. Not even a mention. Not even at E3 they didn't mention it. Nothing. There's no little hint. So there's a couple things that could be happening, but for the first thing I want to mention is probably the game's dead. They probably didn't sell really well. NBA Live 18 sold a lot of copies because it was $5 for a long time. NBA Live 19 didn't have that this year, so they probably didn't sell a lot of copies. Because of this, they probably didn't make enough money to where the effort was going to matter, especially because there was such a big competition that it was really hard for them to reach. Because of these little things, I think they decided that it's too much of a money hole and they're not going to continue with the live series. There's a couple things that they maybe could be doing though, because my biggest guess is they're canceling it. Like, it's done. It's over. NBA Live has died. They're going to stop making it from here on out. But I do think there's options. The first thing is that they're preparing their final push. The new generation of consoles, the PlayStation 5 and the newest Xbox, are going to release next year. It is expected to release Christmas 2020. What Live might be doing is saying, okay, forget this year, forget this generation. We're going to focus all of our efforts into the newest generation. Graphically, engine-wise, we're going to make this the best basketball video game possible and generate all their money, all their efforts into the next generation for the NBA series for them, the NBA Live series. I think that might actually happen. It would be the only way to really compete with 2K, their last chance to compete with them. I don't disagree with them doing that at all. There's actually things, I know this may be dumb, but I'm comparing this to Formula 1. It's a professional sport race, right? When a team sucks and they know they suck, they cancel everything for that year, they stop caring about it, and they start focusing on next season immediately. This is what I think NBA Live is doing. They're canceling their efforts and they're saying, scrap everything, we're just going to focus on the next generation and have our last push to compete with 2K. That's option 1. Option 2 is that they straight up died and they're like, we don't even care about this anymore. We're never going to beat 2K and they're going to quit. I hope they're not doing that because that's going to really negatively affect the 2K series, the 2K franchise. There's going to be no competition for them and they're going to be able to do whatever they want for a long time. And we don't want that to happen, right? So this is the other thing that might happen, but it's kind of a stretch. What they might be doing is just going, okay, Live isn't working. The whole simulation basketball experience isn't working. The most success we've ever found in basketball games is the NBA Street franchise, and they're going to return it. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's definitely an option they should look into if they want to continue with basketball and try to sell copies. The NBA Street franchise should work out for them. You'd be able to make your own player, have online multiplayer, and just rejuvenate that entire franchise. And I think it'd be exciting. I think it would actually get a lot of people hyped up for it. But even then, I think that's a stretch, and I still don't think that's going to happen either. So it's not really looking good for the NBA Live franchise. It's not really looking good for EA either. They've already announced Madden 20 and their ratings. They've already announced FIFA. And they're going to do like basically like a park or neighborhood for FIFA, which I'm actually kind of excited for. But they haven't announced anything for Live. I think this might be the nail in the coffin for the Live franchise. I think it's officially dead. I know maybe not a lot of us care. I was playing it today for the first time. Honestly, I didn't play NBA Live this year. And I played it and I was like, if NBA 2K didn't exist, I would totally be okay with Live. It really isn't that bad of a game. The graphics are fine. It's actually a physics-based game. It's basketball, which makes more sense. It's not animation-based, but NBA 2K is just better, in my opinion. At least gameplay-wise, which matters. I mean, gameplay is pretty bad in 2K, but it's also bad in Live, right? So, fingers crossed. What I'm really hoping they're doing is just putting all their efforts into a new generation of gaming, making it as good as possible. If they can blow us out of the water with graphics and amazing gameplay, I think there's a genuine chance they could totally pass them. I think what they have is there. Like, it's just missing something, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that when you look at Live in 2K just looks a little better. Maybe that's what it is, but what I'm hoping they do is, again, focus everything on the next generation. They make an amazing game. They finally get some competition to 2K. Who knows? The only thing I can see them maybe trying to do that like I haven't thought of yet is something that people want NBA 2K to start doing, is that instead of releasing a game every single year, because it is really hard to make a quality good game every single year, what people think they should do is make one every other year so that they can focus as much talent and make it as good as possible without having to just rush it because you're on a time constraint. Like, I understand companies being like, hey, this is really hard to make in 1 year. So if they take 2 years to make every single game would feel like a brand new quality, great game. That's what maybe NBA Live is going to try to do. I wouldn't blame them because they're so far behind from 2K. That'd be a good idea for them to expand their game and make it as good as possible. Now, let's be real though. EA is a scumbag company that also like loves loot boxes and messing up and forcing people to pay money to have a good experience. Let's not get that twisted. That's how they are. But again, without competition, it's really bad. That's why the Madden series is so jank and trash, because there's no one competing. And that's why FIFA is so great, because PES is right there with them trying to beat them. Well, not right there with them, but they're there trying to beat them. They literally, PES just stole one of the biggest teams in FIFA from FIFA. So that's a big deal. And 2K has nothing like that. They have nothing that's pushing the boundaries, making them trying to make the best game possible every year, because they know they're the better one and we're going to buy it anyways, right? So that is my 2 cents. What do you guys think? Are you guys okay with NBA Live basically dying? Or do you think we're overreacting and they're going to release one maybe a little bit later than usual? Leave it in the comments below. I, for one, if I'm going to bet, I think NBA Live has officially died. I think they're nailing the coffin. They would have never updated the roster. They're just going to keep updating this game and updating it as much as possible and juice it out as much as possible until it officially dies. That's what I think is going to happen with the NBA Live franchise. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but maybe not. Now, before this video ends, I want to remind you guys, I'm doing a giveaway of 5 copies of NBA 2K20 for free. It is going to be 4 regular editions and 1 legend edition. If you want to win that, all you have to do is follow me on my Instagram page and I will put you in a randomizer and you could win. The winner will be announced when NBA 2K20 releases, so make sure you check your DMs during that time to make sure you've won or not. If you don't answer in 24 hours, you probably are going to be skipped and someone else is going to win it. That's just how that works. You can win it for any copy you want, so hopefully you guys are excited about that. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank?